Good day, gentle viewers, and welcome back to Arn and Eddie and also Aqeel react to matches, basically. So I've lined up something somewhat notorious for the boys today. We're going to watch a match from the Heroes of Wrestling pay-per-view from 1999, a pay-per-view famous for being the worst wrestling pay-per-view of all time. This was a match between Jake Roberts and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, which was supposed to go on second top on the card behind Yokozuna and King Kong Bundy. That doesn't really happen. So, Jake Roberts turned up earlier in the night to do an interview backstage and was clearly intoxicated. So strap yourself in, lads. Are you looking forward to this one?
I've never been more excited in my life.
I've heard all about this. I've never seen it, so I'm very much interested to see how much of a shit show this is going to be. So yeah.
Oh, it is. So without further ado, let's get into this. So October the 10th, 1999. Here is a wrestling pay-per-view. The entire thing is on YouTube if you really want to sit through it. We're skipping ahead to the 2 hours 10-minute mark. Here's Jim the Anvil Neidhart making his way to the ring.
With the Oakland Raiders and also the CFL, professional football. One of the most powerful men in wrestling. This guy is known for his thunderous power slam. Big strong man, played a lot of professional sports, football player, track star, just like he said.
Yeah, so commentary on this one comes from Randy Rosenblum.
That I've known for many
They sound so good.
also known him to be, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again.
So Randy knows a lot about professional sport, but not quite so much about professional wrestling. I think in the first match, I can't remember which way round it was. He either calls a leg drop a drop kick, or vice versa. I can't remember. But he's just not good.
He's going to be accompanied to the ring by his little friend Damien.
By his little friend Damien.
Please make welcome Jake the Snake Roberts.
To the pyro.
Now, Jake the Snake, almost locally grown here in Biloxi, Gulfport, Mississippi, and he's making his way down to the ring. Look at that face. That face there, believe me, has concocted up some vile in the back is Damien, the 14.
Oh, look at the pyro.
I don't know if anyone told him that was going to happen because he looked a little bit like, well, I think he looked that way anyway.
He's thinking how to take up and get the best of Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That snake, Damien, I've had it laid on me before, and it is not a pleasant experience. You see all kind of wrestling media around the ring.
Is he hang that snake?
Wild magazine.
A little bit.
Represented tonight from the wrestling media, flash buffs popping all over the place, and a lot of print writers, a lot of internet people around here tonight.
Michael's Country Club.
This is the heart.
I'm not really sure what that's all in aid of. So Jake has decided already to start playing mind games. He can't even walk in a straight line. This is.
Is he just leaving?
And calculated. Wait a minute, he walked back to one of his great calculations to have that snake.
He just can't be bothered anymore.
To me, this has got to be a
See, my theory here is that he was supposed to walk down without the snake and then go back and get the snake, but then he walked out with the snake.
Right. But then why leave? What?
Bourbon? If I had to get, but I'd feel real bad for Anvil here because he's like, what do I do?
This crowd is like, what is going on? He's jogging back.
Had to pop the top off backstage.
I have no idea where he's jogged down there. Look, who can possibly think inside the mind?
And everybody makes mistakes. He's made probably more than his share. But I'm going to tell you, the people here.
Oh, no, I know this.
Oh. a few days for this match.
Jesus.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Bush Anvil, again, one of the most powerful men in all of wrestling.
It's like when you see a car crash
Of older age, he's still
at the side of the road and you kind of rubberneck on your way past this.
Brother-in-law of Bret Hart, Davey Boy, wrestling background, of course, trained by the
I do feel bad for Anvil because he looks
of course,
like
Jake the
in
Snake, no
decent
stranger,
shape
even as
and
a
not,
small child. His
you know,
father,
completely given up.
Grizzly Smith,
I'm surprised
Yeah,
why he's not.
foot-pin Kentuckian.
Fine. I mean, he was still in WCW like the year before this.
Yeah, I was going to say, surely he was still working for one of the companies that was still alive. And if he follows Brett everywhere, it would clearly be WCW.
Turn. Emmanuel Neidhart to work the crowd. Now, I've said this before tonight, but if you tune in late, fans, you're looking at guys who, you know, you see WWF,
he's just
you see
giving up.
WCW, you see the big surge of popularity.
There's a lot of
professional
stalling
wrestling is
in
enjoying
this.
today. These are the guys.
Yes, Anvil was regularly
along with me
wrestling
and
for
everybody else here on
WCW
this
for
Heroes of
most of
Wrestling card that
98.
made all this possible. Jim the Anvil Neidhart, of course, a big star in the WWF. Jake the Snake Roberts, Intercontinental Champion with the WWF and wrestler
And then
in
he
regional
kind of,
territory in the
I
United
think I would
States.
say he was
These guys have paid their dues.
semi-retired.
Now they're coming back and they're giving the fans
Hmm.
another look at them. And I
At
think
this
it's great.
point.
The Heroes of Wrestling, big debut here tonight.
Jake
Here
was
in,
most
Milwaukee,
recently in the
Gulfport, Mississippi,
WWF
Bay St. Louis,
prior
at
to
Casino
this.
Magic.
He kind of had a
I think
brief
it's a
run there
great
where he
night,
had a
an
whole thing about
historical
like
night, and I've said that, I may have said
he'd
that too many
found
times,
God
but it is an historical
and
night
led to
for
the
a
infamous
dive
sort
into
of
world wrestling fans.
Austin 316 promo at King of the Ring in '96.
After the big build-up.
And then he basically fell off the wagon, so they got rid of him,
Jake the Snake throws
which
down the
was
anvil.
early '97. And this is, he's been working dirt indies ever since. He was in
Is
ECW
this-
for a cup of coffee.
Is this, I'm wondering, is this pre-Beyond the Mat then, or post-Beyond the Mat?
It would be Beyond the Mat. It would have probably have been after they taped it. I would have thought it Beyond the Mat came out in, I want to say 2000.
Spend any extra time over there in that corner.
Hmm.
The people, I think,
Yeah.
they want to see that. They want to see.
Yeah, because I
that.
thought they taped part of this for Beyond the Mat. Or was that a different show?
In there.
So Beyond the Mat was released in March 2000.
Collar and elbow.
So it was around the same time.
Right. So he was still obviously heavily facing the demons, as you can see it Beyond the Mat, so...
Damien making some, you know, that opening's open there.
Yeah, he definitely had some issues.
That
But,
opening's open and the snake's going to get out.
They're loving it.
I have a healthy respect for concrete, metal, and snake. That's another thing I left out a while ago. Okay,
Most companies, if your guy turned up and was in no condition to wrestle, they'd have done something about it like pretty quickly. I mean, even like in TNA with the Jeff Hardy thing, where they just basically squashed him in.
Well,
Sting,
Bishop,
wasn't it?
basically, Bishop saw him backstage and knew he was in no shape to compete, so they figured, you know, that's why he comes out midway through. And he whispers into, I think, Sting's ear and Jeff's ear about what's going to happen. Or maybe Sting's ear. Because Jeff, when Sting hits the Scorpion Jeff drop on Jeff, Jeff tries to kick out, but the ref still counts
he held
free
him down,
anyway.
didn't he?
Wait a minute, let me go for that DDT. Now that shows a healthy respect for.
Yeah, but obviously the lack of. Oh, the snake's out.
Wait a minute, that snake is out. I'm gone.
Because we're not dealing with actual wrestling promoters here. This is a guy who does college sports, Bill Stone. So there's not somebody there who's walked up and gone, this isn't happening, or let's just put this on second and have him lose on count out or something and just get him out of there.
That snake's like, Jesus.
What the heck? Get that snake back in there before he just runs rampant like snake. Oh, I love him.
Do you not like snakes? Oh, I love
wait a
them.
minute. I think Lou Albano, the commissioner, should come out here and sort of enact some of his newly appointed duties here and put that.
Yeah, if you wanted to have somebody, the voice of reason, the guy who's the commissioner, Lou Albano, like.
Not believe from a legal bringing it out right now. Oh my God! I'm out of here. Wait a minute. Look at the size of that thing.
The way he's handling that poor snake
He's
as well.
doing it to everyone. In the end,
Jesus.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's
goes
not
out of
good.
sight. He's gotten out of harm's
Quick,
way.
cut away to
And the
the.
fans
Oh, it's
love
kids in the
protect.
audience. Oh no.
Look at the size of that thing.
Oh, is he jerking it off as well?
Look away
Jim,
the end.
Jim at this
He's
point
about
should
ready
just
to
go
leave and
home.
Go up the ramp. Well, I don't blame him.
Yeah, they probably could have done that as a count out right there and just gone, I've had enough of this, go to the back, count out.
Having a bit of a good time.
Imagine being Jim Neidhart, having been on WCW TV last year, and now watching
Well, I don't
Jake
know. I think
have sex with a snake.
Now trying to have to work a program, work a quick match where Jake the Snake's inebriated
Vile. That man is vile.
and messed about with a snake.
The boots he's got on. That meant he had to kill a snake to get the boots.
I think that the little licking thing there has done Aqeel in.
That killed me. That absolutely killed me. What the hell? It's great.
Oh,
Yeah, this
Oh,
is the
buddy.
point where it's like,
Wait a
okay,
minute, the snake is
promoters
out,
seen
the
enough of
referee is
this.
out, everybody's out. Now, King Kong Bundy joining in here. What the? Wait a minute. Now, this is going to get interesting now. Wait a minute. What's King Kong Bundy doing here? He's in the next match, the 1,000-pound war with the former Yokozuna. Wait a minute. He's saying he's going to talk to Neidhart. Wait a minute. They got some kind of conversation going over there. Wait a minute. I know they don't like
Sorry,
that.
Neidhart was really trying hard not to laugh. Though.
Wait a minute. That's 2-on-1, maybe. Angel's back in the ring from behind. He got him from behind. Yeah, and the referee got in the way, too. The referee got a little bit of that.
What was Bundy doing before this?
Now
Was
we
he
got
just
an
an
extra,
indie guy for a few years?
an added element out here. King Kong Bundy.
I think Bundy had been
You can't look
anywhere
at the regular size
useful
guys.
for a
Gotta be King
while.
Kong Bundy coming out.
Oh, he's absolutely bitching him out here. Look.
Jake's tapping.
King Kong Bundy standing out. And
Obviously,
his
diversion bothered Robert, and that's why the snake's down.
From what I can see, it looks like Bundy was just working independence.
Yeah, he was in. I think the last place he was anywhere useful was he was in WWF as part of the $1 Million Man stable, I think. But that would have been 4 years before this. He hadn't really been doing anything. I think it's part of the gimmick of the shows is they'll bringing back people who you hadn't seen for a while.
And this match here has there's been a little bit of suspense behind it right now.
Well, the Anvil has the snake.
I mean, he wasn't in bad shape, Bundy.
It looks like Bundy's
He's just in Bundy
a
shape.
little bit close to that snake. Watch it, Bundy.
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for the big man.
You know, you're looking at his.
He's talking on the side. You get the feeling. What's he doing with the snake? King Kong Bundy's playing with the snake, slapping the snake around.
He's agitating the snake.
Why would you do that?
You gonna go ask him?
No.
Let's go ask him.
I just don't think that's a smart move to sit there and slap and hit a snake, especially when it's 14.
Are you like an animal rights activist or something?
No, but I still don't think that's a great idea.
I bet you're a tree hugger too, aren't you? You know, listen, hey, let wrestling be wrestling, you know, and you know.
Jesus,
That was almost a
hell.
sequence. Almost a sequence.
For the DDT. That's his signature move to come. Wait a minute, Bundy is up. Bundy's up. Wait a minute, he's going for the short one. He knocks him down. Bundy is up.
If this is like your first, this is their first show. Like nobody has any idea as to why King Kong Bundy has jumped out here.
Oh, most of the booking was completely nonsensical.
He hits Bundy. Another knee in the back.
Like they had a double count out in I can't remember what the match was. It was Abdullah the Butcher against somebody, but that went to a double count out in what was essentially a one-off show. Oh, it was one-man gang. That was bad.
This ref is being way too lenient.
He's got by with it for years and years and years and years. And to me, I think it's finally somebody put a stop to it. They finally taught this man a lesson that wrestling is for athletes.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Wait a
yes.
minute, we got another guy coming. Look, Yokozuna coming down to the ring now.
It better not be 3-on-1.
Bloody hell.
We don't know his intent when he's coming to the ring now. Look.
I mean, Yoko was never a small guy,
No,
but that is.
Holy cow!
And he's talking and he's showing what he thinks.
Oh Jesus!
Oh,
We're
God.
supposed to have them in the next match. What's going on here?
Are they going to start their match right now?
He makes Bundy look
Wait a
small.
minute. Let's see what the ref says. Everybody's standing around. It's like a.
Well, King Kong Bundy and the former Yokozuna are going at it.
Wait a minute. Well, I guess 1,000-pound war. No, wait a minute. Neidhart's back in it now.
This is more like a 1,500-pound war.
I hope this
I'm
ring
surprised he
hold
can
these guys.
even, like, walk.
Neidhart over 300. Bundy 450.
Like, it looks like there's too much weight. The legs at the bottom don't look big enough to support the weight that's above it.
There could be aftershocks.
I think I remember watching the Yokozuna thing they did on. I think WWE did it. The documentary on him, and yeah, there's just certain things you're amazed about when you hear about the end days of Yokozuna.
Okay, they've just turned it into a tag team.
They just turned it into a tag team.
Wait a minute, we got a big match here.
Jim's beyond thrilled that he's got somebody in there that isn't smashed.
Yeah.
He's had to work the last like 10 minutes with the shambles. Who's he flipping off?
Just
I
everyone.
think he's flipping off the ref.
He's holding his rib. Wait a minute, is that another Bundy out there? Wait a minute, who is that guy?
There's another Bundy lookalike.
It looks like a little mini-me Bundy out there. Wait a minute.
I think that's Phil Stone.
Maybe it's his
Is
kid.
that the promoter?
I think so.
I don't know who this guy is.
Giving up.
He is the baby Bundy.
I like how the commentators are going, I know who this guy is.
We got this guy. We don't even know who this guy is, but you know, a lot of people speaking up here tonight. We don't even know who they are. But
Basically, he's come out just to say, like, this is happening, this is the booking. Please end this match now.
Look at Jake.
God.
I'm sorry, I can't. I feel bad.
Robert who's staggered. He's about to go down.
Oh,
Well, I hope
man.
Jake doesn't go to the top table tonight.
Fucking hell.
Looking to get over
Look,
there.
he's actually gotten worse during the course of the match.
Wait a minute, Neidhart trying to go at him, but I'm okay. If they turn this into a tag, if they turn this into a
six-man anvil, he's fighting him.
Bundy and Yoko in the ring are just staring at each other.
Take advantage of the weakened condition of Jake the Snake. Neidhart working on him outside that ring. Now we see Yokozuna and King Kong Bundy both on the outside here. The Heroes of Wrestling first ever pay-per-view here from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi at the Casino Magic.
People pay $20 for this.
Legends galore tonight. Jake the Snake,
Can't believe what I'm
King
watching.
Kong Bundy, Yokozuna, Marty Jannetty, Stan Lane, Tully Blanchard,
Marty Jannetty.
Another violent
Jimmy
assault on
Superfly.
Robert.
Lots of people have been here tonight, and I think what a great inaugural event this has been.
Those chairs have been utilized in just about every match. And the Angel's going to use two of them at the same time.
He's got two chairs now.
Hit him right over the head again. Oh,
Innovation there from
Robert.
Jim.
He rocked him. Neidhart
The
is
double
very
chair.
pleased over his
In hindsight, I just love the guy saying, great show we're having so far. That's why I just couldn't stop laughing.
Well, the Bundy lookalike liked it. Climbing back
Imagine
up
being in the
anvil.
crowd for this.
having a few words with some of these southern Mississippians down here at Casino Magic.
Jake the Snake is taking a
Jam-packed,
terrible beating.
jam-packed crowd here now. Enjoyed a great night here. Bundy now going after Jake.
Look at the guys in the crowd.
Oh,
That was unbelievable.
I think Jake may have some brain damage if he didn't have some already coming in. And I think he's sort of advanced his brain
Are you
damage.
trying to say that he was brain damaged before he got out of here? Because
You know, that's not real good for your mental capacity.
the shoot,
Randy, I don't know
brother.
if you know that.
Not good for your lifespan at all.
Yeah, I don't know
The
if you know that
commentary,
now.
that's not good for your mental
You know,
capacity.
sort of bad.
Tell me something I
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
recommend it to anyone.
Under the rope, James.
Kids, remember, if you're watching this, don't go hit your little brother or your little sister with a chair. Don't do it.
What is commentary talking about?
Because mom might pull off a limb off a little tree out there and it'll wear you out with it. I ever see the man with no name.
I got to get this in.
What is he doing?
The new commissioner said this is not
What is any of this?
for kids at home to try.
Oh, Bill is fuming. So how dare you turn up in this state?
By the way, that's Dutch man telling people not to hit their sisters
Oh,
or brothers with
God.
chairs.
Jake the Snake, since they got the drop on him, has sort of been on the the receiving end of all this punishment that Neidhart and King Kong Bundy have been dishing out.
Why is this still going?
I tell you, you'd think common sense would have prevailed and they'd have just like ended the match at some point.
Count, Ralph, count.
Just take it home at some point, guys. Come on.
Bundy didn't pin him for the count.
I suppose if it's pay-per-view, you've got to vaguely hit your time.
Flying elbow.
Yeah, but I think he settled tonight for just a 3. Wait a minute, the foot is on the rope. It is on the rope. And the man with no name out there.
The man with no name.
He tried to push the foot off.
There's the tag, so the Anvil's back in.
He needs, and now this is a tag match, like they said, and I'm sure it is. Yokozuna in the corner. Jake needs to make a tag to him.
He's got to get over into the corner.
I don't think Jake knows where he is.
I don't think Jake knows where he is. Never a true word was spoken.
He just, Dutchman tail match.
We need to settle this $1,000.
Dutchman tail just loves to keep shouting insider baseball terms here.
Become a tag team event. The former Yokozuna.
So yeah, he obviously hadn't laced his boots up properly. So they just kind of like he pulled the boot and it just came off.
Kicking out at the last moment was Jake the Snake Roberts.
I'd have loved if Bundy there just went, just don't kick out Jake.
Bundy will say, here,
wait a minute, you work on him. He low bridge Bundy.
Right in front of the rest. Well done.
Both his boots came off.
Yep.
Yokozuna with a hot tag.
Oh, he sent him flying. Bundy down. Neidhart getting some. He's getting hammered by Yokozuna, but the 1,000-pound war. We still. How are we going to settle that?
He's the size of Mount Fuji, and he is hammering the Anvil into submission.
And he's erupting right now, too.
All the while, Bundy and Jake the Snake.
Jake's back.
He got him in the short ribs again. A big splash.
That's 500 pounds. 1, 2, 3.
Fast as that came. You kind of have to ignore the fact that he tagged out.
King Kong Bundy to win.
Excellent.
And they pinned him anyway.
King Kong.
Who cares?
That's a great go home angle for the next show.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart and King Kong Bundy.
So the Anvil Neidhart and King Kong
one show ever, and they managed to finish it with the heels going over.
The former Yokozuna. And Bundy and Neidhart. But what about?
I think I just heard someone call the ref an idiot, which is great.
Well, the ref was put in a bit of a tricky spot there.
Oh yeah,
because he obviously got told to fast count the finish. Because I had like Bill Stone's in his ear on the outside, just like please end this, just please end this as soon as possible. Like,
yeah, just the quickest count I think I've seen. But holy cow, that was awful.
I can't believe they let that go for so long.
It went on for so long, even after like everyone else came lumbering down to make sure that the match finished. It just kept going.
Yeah.
That entire thing went 16 minutes and 34 seconds according to Cage Match.
Why? Why would you? Why?
It's just so. It just sounds awful.
Why not just end the Jake match early and do the normal Yoko Bundy match? Because Bundy looked fine. Yoko is big, but he could sort of work.
This whole show was just a complete mess. They just didn't know what they were doing. They got in over their heads, and Heroes of Wrestling. It's one of those things that's so bad that they didn't even have like a little bit of like, oh, this is bad, but like we could do better. And there's like a second show. That's it, one show and done.
It's like if you see Jake come into the environment looking like that and being like that, then surely your first instinct is to find a way to change something about on that card to make that at least not be a blemish on the entire show. Unfortunately, it's not just a blemish, it's an entire fucking spudge mark on the entire show. Because it's just, there's moments there where, like, you know, he's doing the thing with the snake and he's just, you can clearly see he's out of it and he's going from side to side and just too many bits with Anvil where they're just not doing anything, and it's clearly because I think Jim has an idea that brother's hammered, mate. He's not up for anything.
This was a special time and place for professional wrestling. This is the year where WCW was just unbelievably bad in 1999, and WWF wasn't much better, and this was even worse than that. And the funny thing about this is I've seen this show a couple of times. That's arguably not the worst match on that show.
You're kidding me.
No.
Oh dear. Which one of the many names that I'm looking at?
It's a match between the Bushwhackers, who are dubbed the Men from Down Under, against Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik, which is mercifully a lot shorter than this, but possibly worse. Also, Greg Valentine and George Steele was really bad. So,
for the record, I've got your 2007 review up here.
Yeah.
And you say Valentine Steele was the worst.
So just keep that in mind, that might have been that shambolically bad, but it wasn't an isolated incident across the course of the show. It wasn't like, oh, this was a decent show and then the main event tanked it. It was legitimately that bad, basically from start to finish. And just having one of your main event guys be completely smashed didn't alter the quality of that compared to the rest of the card.
Absolute disaster. What legitimately the worst match I've ever seen in my life.
It's so bad.
When people today, they watch a match where there's like a mistake in it and they're like, oh, this is the worst match I've ever seen. No. Look, if you look far enough back, there is something that is significantly worse. And that was a particularly bad year for wrestling in general. And that was a highlight. Low light. The whole show's atrocious. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. Knock yourself out.
Don't.
Anyway, that was Heroes of Wrestling. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy this, feel free to drop a like on it, and by all means, let us know what else to watch. It has to be on YouTube, so we don't get done for copyright. But any suggestions, stick them down below, and we'll get around to them. All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. Bye bye.